How are you? So Greg, what day is it?
I don't know, we're unemployed now. We're fun employed now.
We are fun employed. It is our first day of fun employment, so we have lost count of days and of the week and of the month and everything else. It's fantastic. So we wanted to take this first video and show you where we're going to be going on our trip. A little tour around the world of Southeast Asia and Australia, New Zealand, all that stuff. So to kick off our trip, we're actually gonna do a little mini trip around California. So we're gonna go away from the world map in our apartment and go to the USA map. So let's see.
Hey, so in California, we're going to be doing a 1,500-mile round-trip journey down to the south and back. So we're going to start off by leaving our lovely home here in Redwood City, out to Bishop for the Labor Day weekend to do one last hoorah with all of our friends, having fun in the hot springs and bouldering in Bishop, in the happies and the sads, and probably the buttermilks. So after having a lovely 3-4 days out there, we're going to head down south to Santa Barbara, and we're going to hang out with Courtney's folks, and we'll see you guys soon. And we're going to go out, hopefully go do some diving, some fishing, and while we're down there, since we're so close, we're going to go hit Disneyland, because you got to go do that. So, we hit that. We'll go see my brother and sister-in-law, and of course, our very favorite niece, Summer, before we take off, and so that'll be a lot of fun. So, from there we're going to head back all the way back to come back here, drop off some gear, and head back into the mountains for one last hoorah on the east side, back up here off of 108, back to Levitt Meadows for one last fishing trip with my folks before we take off. And we'll come back to Napa to celebrate Courtney's birthday on the 11th at a very nice restaurant up in Napa, and then we'll come back down on Friday, the 12th of September, for our flight out to Japan.
Ooh. Okay, so after we take off from SFO, 14 hours later or about, we will land in Osaka, Japan, and say konnichiwa. And then from there, we're going to explore pretty much the southern area of Japan, eastern. So we'll go to Kyoto. We'll also do some backpacking in Nara, and then head on down along the coast, see some pretty sweet castles and temples along the way to Hiroshima, and then explore a few of the little island towns around there, including Bunny Island. I'm stoked. So from Osaka, we'll take the bullet train back to Osaka and then fly out to Kathmandu in Nepal. That's about, I don't know, 30 hours of flying that we're gonna have, including a nice little layover in China. From Kathmandu, we're gonna just do a quick little short 150, 130 mile hike around the Annapurna circuit. So I'm gonna stay in tea houses and see some pretty amazing countryside. You go through jungles and then you go up through tall mountain peaks. We'll head about 15,000 feet as our kind of peak height that we're going to hike to. As a reference, Tahoe's about 6,000 feet where we stay usually. So I get fantastic altitude sickness. I'm super excited for this and to see how we all handle it. From Kathmandu, that'll be about 3 weeks there, we will fly to Guilin in China through Guangzhou. And then in Guilin, we're going to Yangzhou, which is kind of the most beautiful place I've ever seen from China. So I'm pretty excited to go there. It's where all the archways are and some beautiful rock climbing. And after a month of just backpacking, our legs are going to be super strong and our arms are going to be super weak. So we'll need to have 3 or 4 weeks to get nice and strong. And that's what Guangzhou is going to be for. Or Yangzhou. Yangzhou. We're flying through Guangzhou. I get lost. My Chinese is not so good, in that it doesn't exist. From there, from Guilin, we are going to fly down to Bangkok, and we're gonna spend a couple weeks exploring northern Thailand, including Myanmar. So we can get a visa through Bangkok, and we'll get into Myanmar and spend like a week there. It's pretty new to being open to the United States, so I'm pretty excited to see something like that. From there, and Chiang Mai, we're gonna head all the way down to Tan Sai, this tiny little island, or tiny little cove. It's like right across the bay from Phuket. So that's where all these pins are right now, because we've all been there. We'll hang out there and meet up with Greg's parents. And then from there we'll go to Cambodia, to Phnom Penh, and then see Angkor Wat, which is all the temples. If you've seen Tomb Raider, the temple that they filmed there was all there. Maybe we'll pick up a Cambodian child like Angelina Jolie. Probably not, but that's where you do that stuff. Then we'll go up along Vietnam, hang out in Hanoi, and then go a little bit of time in Laos just to do some rock climbing. And then there's some rock climbing up here too. And then when we get sick of Southeast Asia and we want to relax at Casa de Uncle, we'll go visit my uncle in Manila. And he has a little house in Angeles that we'll just kind of sneak in, and one day he'll realize we're there and start feeding us. It'll be fantastic. From there, that'll be like a month. I think we're in March by now, is where we're looking at. We'll be down to Australia. We'll explore Queensland and Cairns and all of the area with the Great Barrier Reef. Then head on down to Sydney to, kidnap a few quokkas and wallabies and koala bears and as many cute animals as I can find. Hang out there and then hop over to New Zealand. Hang out in Auckland and say hi to all of our buddies there. Head down to Christchurch and explore the whole island basically for like a month. And then when we get sick of it, we'll head back home. But we might not get sick of it. So it's been nice knowing you guys. All right, that's us. That's where we're going. Thanks.